Good morning. I'm walking down here to where I've got my almond trees to talk a little bit about them and pruning them in a backyard orchard. This is my front yard orchard. And so I've got 4 almond trees. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are at the ends here. And what you'll initially see, and so these two are the same cultivar, the same variant, the same type of tree. I think it's the all-in-one almond, and I forget which almond variety this is. I want you to see how these are more vigorous, these here. Now that could be based on their variety, but also I want you to notice that these are planted near this maple. And we really love the color that we get from this maple in the fall. And so what happens is that the roots of this maple tree extend out. The roots of this maple are definitely out here where I'm standing, very close to these trees, going around in a circle, and it's sharing nutrients and resources and everything. And so it is the dominant one here. And also the sun. You know, you'll actually see the growth of this tree. Look at how much its whole life has been leaning out away from the canopy of this tree to get sun. And so this is one where no matter what I do, I am never going to be able to really force this to become a straight, perfect tree. And that's okay. That's actually intentionally why I put almonds here, because almonds, you don't care so much about the shape of the tree. Now, what we are going to do is be getting rid of dead growth. We'll be getting, pruning out dead growth and pruning a lot of these down to smaller ones. Now, the fruit on this, the almonds, grow from these new red, the new red growth from last year, and you can tell that this is new growth from last year, versus ones that are more gray. You can definitely tell the age of each of these little stems as they come off. Now, I worry less about taking off lots of stuff like I would in the peaches and all those other ones, because these are in the early days of growing. As they start to produce more almonds, they just started last year. If I start seeing that I'm getting rot, you know what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up opening up the center and allowing. What I mean by opening up the center is taking out a lot of the center growth in here, so that the heart of this tree can get more sunlight coming into it, not necessarily to ripen the fruit, but to dry off the leaves. If we start getting fungal rots and stuff like that, that's going to be my main tool, is to prune to encourage air circulation. Now you look at this is so dense. Now why is this one so dense? This one is a planting failure, and it's good to show something like this, where at the very base, the union where the scion came and connected into the rootstock, I planted it too deep, and so the rootstock is shooting up these bits of growth right here from it. Now, in the whole scheme of things, it's like I could rip this out, but what I really do want to get into is I do want to get into doing more grafting. And what I have plans for with this is literally to take a chainsaw to the whole thing and then cover it with wood chips. And what that's going to do is I'm going to get lots of little growth just like that, and I'll be able to break those apart from the main. And because I have the wood chips there, it'll start to naturally have roots with each one of those, and I will get my own root stock that I can then plant out in here densely, let it grow for a year, and then graft onto it, and then make replacements for many of these trees. So yeah, that's just quickly talking about almonds, and just looking at the shape here, and knowing that I don't worry too much about the pruning with them, because I am looking for lots of growth. And right now they're not at a point where they're like the peaches where they get so heavy. Well, when they're getting heavy, you definitely need to, like these peach trees, definitely need to get on top of pruning and taking weight off the tree, so that you don't have catastrophic failures like up here, where a whole limb broke off, or right there where half of a limb broke off because it was too heavy, or down here. These are all good to see. These are failures on my part learning how to prune trees, where this one only has two main trunks now because the others had broken off. Let's see, where's the split? Oh, here's where one of the splits was, you know. And also this was a failure of like pruning right from the get-go. But that's okay. That's how we learn. Is that, you know, every now and then you have some mistakes. Now I made these mistakes on the earliest trees that I have, and now I've got much nicer shaped trees, you know, because I've learned over the years what to do. And that's what you're going to do. You'll make mistakes and you'll learn from them.